Boys, thank you to everybody who voted. We're back here with the Earth-2 MyNBA series. Now, in today's video, we are going to be taking over for the Hawks. That's who you guys voted for. Now, personally, I was hoping for the Supersonics with Reggie and Blake, but that's fine. We can always do them next. So let's hop right into it. So obviously, we're leaving the Rockets. Now, one thing I did want to mention before we go any further is I was able to fix Mike's accessories. So you can see now he's wearing some Jordans and they're in Houston colors, as well as the proper sleeves and compression wear / armband. So I realized what happened was we used the custom draft class, and whichever version of Mike the person had added in was before, I guess, he had his own shoe, so you were only able to equip Converse. So what I did was downloaded a year one Jordan player DNA, and then I just kept his appearance. So he has all of his old attributes that he got while we had him. And then I just readjusted. I think his weight was a little bit less than his age, and I changed that. So that's all good now. I did make Drew back to a point guard. So assuming they re-sign Mike, which hopefully they do, they would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's still a really elite starting 5 moving forward. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and take over the Hawks. So we can see they currently have Dominique, who we need to re-sign, which we obviously will. They have Kenny the Jet Smith at an 82 overall, and they have 20-year-old James Harden, who just played his rookie year, averaging 15, 6.5, and 2 on very good efficiency, so that's exciting. So there's definitely the makings of a good foundation there. Now, as I said, I will be keeping an eye on the Supersonics. I'm interested in this team later on, so obviously Norm Nixon is here. He was with us in Houston for a little bit. We took Jack Sikma. They still have Reggie Miller, Blake Griffin. So this could be a fun team as well. We'll keep an eye on what the AI does for them. And just before we get into the off season, I thought I'd do some good Samaritan work and point out, if you hop into the My Team mode, there is actually a free pack there, which is for the exchange. And it's called a Trendsetter pack. You can then exchange that in the exchange, I guess, for an extra pack in My Team, which lets you pick between 10 players. So if you're into that. But on top of that, it also gives you some My Player boosts and some double XP and 10,000 VC. So that's free as long as you log in before September 30th, I believe. So I definitely recommend doing that. And this gets even more interesting. So we do have the 9th overall pick to add to this call, which is awesome. And this is a legendary draft class. So if we can snag, I mean, Kobe would be insane, right? But next to James and Dominique, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's Kobe, man. Come on, I feel like we're going to go after him. Otherwise, Steve Nash would be a much better upgrade option at point guard. Nothing against Kenny, but Steve is that guy. We have Ray Allen, who's a good option too. Pay on the wings to give us a little bit of shooting. Jermaine O'Neal. There's plenty of options here. Big Z that we can go with. So currently the only guys we have under contract are James, Kenny, and Tony. Now we could probably move James to get up to get Kobe, but I'm not going to do that because we're using this team to use James, essentially. I wouldn't be against trading Kenny, because then Harden could definitely play the 1, and then we could move Kobe to the 2. That's actually sick. I might try to do that. And then we have this Tony Campbell guy too. We have the 9th overall pick, 8th in the second round, and we own our firsts going forward. So let's go straight into the draft. And I'm going to hope Kobe doesn't go first. With the 1st overall pick, the Cavs take Kobe Bryant. They don't take AI. They don't whiff on it. So that's very good. Now, the only question is, I'm assuming AI is going to go second, and he does. Okay, so is there anybody else? Is there anybody else we really want? So, I mean, Kenny's cool at point guard. Harden can play the 1 or the 2. So we're good at the guard spots, really. Dominique's a 3. So we could use a new center. Tree's been good in the sim. I've seen he's been good defensively. He's made some all defensive teams, even won a depoy, but he is getting up there in age. So really, we could use a power forward. Now, for those of you who know, I do have Serbian in me, and Peja can definitely play that 4. He can be a stretch big for us. They do have him mocked going second here, I guess. That's not very good by the Sporting News, right? So Kobe and AI are gone. We still have Peja. We still have Ray Allen. We still have Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Now, they do have Peja listed at small forward shooting guard, but he is 6'10", so I do believe he could be a stretch big for us. So, I mean, let's see if he goes 3rd. 3rd's going to be Sharif Abdul-Rahim. So the Spurs are now up at 4. Now, the good news is they have Scottie Pippen, and technically Peja's listed at a small forward. So I don't know if 2K would take him. So, I mean, let's see who goes 4th. And they take Stephon Marbury. Okay. So Seattle's up next, another team that I was thinking about using. So let's see. I would offer them 9, as well as this Spurs second round pick next year. Let's see what they say. They're going to say no. I would like to keep Kenny, so I would give them... So the only guy would let me trade right now is Harden. We don't have anybody else under contract. So what if I gave them our second round pick this year to move up as well? They still say no. I really don't want to give away any firsts. I'd also give up our 1990 second, and they agree to that. So 3 seconds lets us move up 4 spots. And actually, you know what? I go back on what I said. Steve Nash is still here. I'm going to take him. And then I think we're going to move Kenny. I know it sucks. He was in part of the voting, but we are going to go ahead and take him. And then we can definitely move Kenny for another power forward. So Paya does go to 7. So Paya goes 7 there. He wouldn't have made it to us anyway. Steve Nash is 1 overall better. Stephon Marbury is also higher than Steve Nash. That's interesting, but that's cool. We're going to go ahead and do that. So first and foremost, we have to make sure we bring back Dominique. I'm going to give him all the money I can. And we are his first offer. Okay, cool. And it doesn't look like the Rockets have yet offered George Gervin a deal to come back. That's a little bit concerning. James Worthy's here. Let's see if we can offer him a deal as well. So Dominique does accept our offer. James goes to the Nuggets, which is fine as long as it's not the Lakers. Let's just make sure we can get Dominique. And we do. Okay, cool. And George Gervin leaves the Rockets to go to the Bucks. They fumbled. They didn't want to pay him. We do still have $1.6 million to spend, which in this day and age is a lot of money. So right now we have Steve Nash, 2, 3, 4, and then we have no big. So I think the first thing will be trading Kenny for either a power forward or center. There was no good options there for Kenny in terms of his trade value. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Tree Rollins a 1+1 to come back. And then we can sort out the center spot next year, just because I don't like that he's really old. And then I would also give John Drew a 1+1 to come back. So we'll see if they accept that. And he goes to the Pistons. Okay, that hurts us, but we do get Tree back at least. That's the first time I've ever seen that. If you look in the top left, Jamal Wilkes, small forward/small forward. That's handy. Okay, and there's not really any great options here. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Sam Perkins also a 1+1, doing things the very 2020 way to be our starting power forward for this year. And he accepts that. Awesome. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could use a backup wing and a backup big. Craig Elo is here as well, which is fun. So we can give him a 1-year deal worth about 300K. And then let's also give this Don Harrison guy a deal here to be our backup center. All right, we get Craig Elo, which is nice. And we don't get Don Harrison. Okay, so hopefully signing people gets a little bit easier as we go forward in time. And a lot of really tall big guys in this period. So I mean, I guess we'll take 73 overall Randy here, and he does accept that. All right, so let's go straight to player progression. Dominique stays at a 90. Kenny's up to an 84. James is up to an 83, which is nice. Tree goes down 1. That's okay. So I do think now that we have Steve Nash, we can definitely get a nice piece for Kenny. Maybe I should have taken payout to keep that 3 together, but I mean, I couldn't pass up on Steve Nash, man. Come on now. All right, man, time to spin the wheel again. It's that time. Let's see what the next draft class is going to be. Come on, something good. 1999. Okay. This one probably not as exciting as the last couple. Not a superstar studded class, but a lot of quality players. So we're going to have Lamar Odom, Baron Davis, Manu Ginobili, Sean Marion, Jason Terry, Ron Artest, Corey Maggette, Wally Zerbiak, Wang Zhizhi, one of the best names in NBA history, Steve Francis, AK-47. So it's just a deep class of good, solid NBA players, which is fine. Not all of them have to be, a 2003 or a 96. But all right, so starting off, Steve Nash will be our 6th man. That gives us a chance to win 6th man of the year. But our starting 5 looks pretty solid, man. We got Kenny, we got Harden, we got Neek, we got Perkins, we got Tree Rollins, and then Steve Nash as the 6th man, as we said. Tony Campbell, Craig Elo, Randy Brewer, and Dan Jameson. I think we will go ahead and run a 9-man for now. So the Rockets were able to keep Mike, Ralph, and Jack Sikma, but they did lose George Gervin, but I guess they brought in Mo Cheeks, which is fine. I mean, that's a fair replacement, but obviously Drew is probably only 1 or 2 years away from being that point guard, so maybe that's not a bad signing. By the time Mo's old, they can switch, he can come off the bench and Drew can start. So they're still solid. I mean, their big 3 or 3 of their core players are still really young. And now the Supersonics added Julius Erving and also Marcus Camby. So I think they definitely will be the team I choose to use next. One more thing I forgot to mention, importing Mike's player DNA. It messed up where he was drafted. So you can see it says 3rd overall pick. He was 2nd in our universe. So just ignore that, but we will keep an eye on them as well. So to get us started, James Harden's obviously going to be untouchable. And so is probably Steve Nash. But outside of those two, and Dominique actually, but outside of those 3, everybody else is fair game. I'm not going to put Kenny on the trade block yet. We'll see how we go to start. I will also make Harden's backup point guard and Steve Nash's backup shooting guard. All right, man, shot tendencies. We can raise Kenny a little bit to about a 68. Harden at an 84. Tree, we can go up to about a 45. Steve Nash, he's going to be our 6th man, so he can be at an 80. And Harden, we can actually do to 85 on both of those. All right, so we will stay at perimeter centric here. Our coach's ratings are terrible, so he's probably gone in the off season, but it's all right if we're not good this season, so we can go ahead and do that. The good news is we do have our 1st round picks moving forward. Going into the power rankings, they have the Rockets 3rd, which is good. Obviously, they have 85, Mo Cheeks 95. Their small forward position took a hit. Yeah, because I guess they did lose George Gervin, but they could also start Drew at the 2 and run Mike at the 3, but I'm not going to tell them, I guess, how to do that because Drew off the bench is probably beneficial. Hopefully they can pick up an extra small forward. You saw the last guy on the bench is a 50 overall. Geez. And Portland somehow, bro, we had nothing to do with this team, but they still have Akeem, they still have Clyde, and then pretty much everyone else, but they're still the number 1 seed in the power rankings. So hopefully someone takes them down. Dallas is still good. So they have us at 10, which isn't too bad. And then they have Seattle slightly below us at 14. So we will have Harden mentored by Dominique. He has some good badges, so we're going to get him Fearless Finisher. Posterizer sounds really good. And Slithery Finisher, why not? Actually, let's switch Slithery to a shooting badge. We can try to get him catch and shoot on Silver because he's going to be playing next to Steve Nash eventually. So Fearless, Posterizer, and catch and shoot there for James. Cool, so first game of the season here against the Knicks, we actually win. Dominique has 27 and 10. Steve Nash with 20 and 6 off the bench. He has to be 6th man of the year, bro. Kenny the Jet Smith with 15, 5 and 7 as the starter. So that could just be a dynamic point guard duo. James in his first game of the season, not great, but that's fine. Game 2 in a back-to-back against the Celtics. We win as well. Okay, so starting off 2-0. Harden leads us that time, but with 18 points. 17 for Kenny. Steve Nash with a double-double off the bench, yeah. I think he might have been the right choice, bro. But with that said, I'm going to start moving, and unless something insane happens, I'll stop and let you know. Otherwise, I will probably see you guys towards the deadline, and we'll see what we want to do. So hopefully, we start off solid here. We'll just do one more week here. Lose. So now we're 2-2. Got to trade off of there. Win and win. Okay, so starting off 4-2. Not bad. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, man. We're at the deadline, and we are 22 and 17, which is good for the 3 seed, almost the 2 seed. So we are doing very well. I'm very surprised. Now, I've had a look at some trades, and I think we're going to keep both Kenny and Steve for this season, because if we do disappoint, we get to this offseason to the draft, I'm convinced I can move Kenny to move up to get a guy like Lamar Odom. So then we'd start Steve Nash and have Lamar at our 4. And the playmaking is just insane already, but imagine we had Lamar. So Kenny's averaging about 7 assists on phenomenal efficiency. You can see there, that's incredible. Harden's also averaging about 6.5 assists on very good efficiency. And then that's all resulting in Dominique averaging 27 about points, 60, 50, 80 splits. Insane. Sam Perkins and Tree have been whatever offensively, but Tree still has some really good defensive badges. So we probably want to upgrade that power forward spot more than anything. I think Tree can last a little bit longer. Then Steve Nash off the bench, 5.5 assists per 36, 8 assists, 21 points. Not shooting the greatest from 3, but he's getting there. Even Tony Campbell's been a very solid bench piece with 14 points. Craig Elo has been solid too. And then Randy in his minutes about 10 and 11 with 2 blocks. So I did just want to point this out in the West. Look at this. We created a legitimate insane rivalry between probably 2 of the greatest teams ever. The Blazers are 30 and 6 with Winston Garland, Darius's father, shout out, Jim Paxson, Clyde Drexler, Kenny Carr, Hakeem Olajuwon, who's a 95. And then the rest of those guys. And then obviously Houston, Mo Cheeks, Michael Jordan, even with a 70 overall small forward, Jack Sikma, Ralph Sampson, and Drew's up to a 79. He's playing really well. About 18 and 6 per 36, 3-pointers coming around, almost 50 from the field. So we definitely left them with a bright future. I don't feel too bad about that. Then a couple more things I wanted to point out. So the Spurs I was interested in already. Now they have Stephon Marbury, Scottie Pippen, Jermaine O'Neal, Muggsy Bogues, and DeMar DeRozan, and Joe Ingles. So that's another team I'd be very keen to try next episode if they don't make any crazy changes. And then same with the Supersonics. They have Reggie, they have Julius, they have Blake, they have Marcus Camby. And I mean, it's Seattle, man. That's fun. Worst team in the West is the Suns. They picked up Norm Nixon, and they have Sharif Abdul-Rahim. He seems to keep falling onto bad teams. And then over on our side, it's the Pistons with 95 Isaiah Thomas, Kelly Tripucka, and Big Z. So this might be a selling team for Isaiah. That's something to keep an eye on if they do finish with a bad record. Yeah, I think for the rest of the season, we're just going to thug it out with 2 point guards, and we'll see what sort of damage we can do in the playoffs. Fingers crossed we don't get any injuries, but at least if it's to the point guard spot, we have probably the best backup in all of basketball. So I'll see you guys in the postseason. All right, so I think we do finish as the 3 seed with 46 wins. Now, interesting, Akeem wins MVP, but when I checked in the award races, Jordan was actually number 1, but I think their team fell off a little bit. AI wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 24 points and 6 assists. Bulls get 6th Man of the Year. Akeem also wins Depoy again. He's ridiculous. Ricky Rubio, Most Improved, and they won 67 games. So yeah, that's definitely worth being in the MVP conversation. And Depoy. Magic on the Lakers, still averaging 27, 9, and about 10 on good efficiency. Mike is up to the 30 points, 33, 6, and 7. 7 assists, so the investment we put into his point guard play and playmaking did pan out. He's shooting 42 from 3. Larry Bird with 25 on good efficiency. Mark Aguirre with 26, and we saw Akeem there. Steph Curry's already on NBA's second team, shooting 40% from 3, 25 points a game. James Worthy's on All-NBA second team, who I did try to sign. He went to Denver, and then no Hawks there. Jordan on All-Defensive first team with Scotty and Akeem. That's crazy. Magic on All-Defensive second team. Here's Kobe's rookie season with about 18, 4, and 2, 50% from the field. It's better than his rookie numbers in real life. Stephon Marbury. Ray Allen. There's Steve Nash, so he averaged about 14 and 6 off the bench on 50, 32, 84 splits. Very good. Payer would have had 14, 3, and 1 on 40, 34 splits. So, I mean, we did get the better player, I suppose. And as I said, that puts us at the 3 seed. Houston is the 4 seed. So that's interesting. Steph made the playoffs over there. So Kenny finished with about 14 and 7 on great efficiency. Harden 17 and 6.5 on good efficiency. Dominique with 26, 8, and almost 1 assist. He doesn't have to play make. He's not there for that 1.5 steals. Phenomenal efficiency. Perkins even hit 38% of his threes. Tree Rollins, he's there for defense. And then we saw Steve Nash. Tony Campbell was solid too. So for the playoffs, we'll shorten that a little bit. 40 to Dominique is crazy, 36 and 34. So I find it funny the team we actually had no part in is the most dominant 1 seed. They did take Akeem and they already had Clyde. So they've done really well for themselves. The AI's done a good job there. So going against Cleveland, they weren't even in the playoff hunt when I last looked, but Kobe gets it done. So they have a very solid all-around team, but I think we are better. Marcus Johnson there going against Dominique Wilkins. So let's see who wins game 1. And they do, because of course I can never win a game 1. Dominique has 38. Over here, Kobe had 8 points, but he didn't shoot it too badly. He just didn't take many shots. They go up 2-0. Okay, and if we do lose one more game, we do get eliminated. So am I going to be another first round exit here? We do have a trash coach, so remind me to change that in the offseason. Can we win a game? And we get swept in the first round. Nice. So I feel like that's happened to me so far in every round of this series. So Marcus Johnson gives us 24 and 10, and then I guess we just stink it up there. So let's sim the rest of the playoffs here. I just hope Portland doesn't win. They beat Houston in 5, and then they win here in 5-2. So they're just the greatest team of all time at this point. And the Bulls, who were terrible to start the season, make the finals. They have Kevin Johnson, they have Charles Barkley, they have Dale Ellis. I mean, that is not a good team, bro. This sim makes no sense, but that's fine. Let's get into this offseason. Nothing ever really works out for us in the first year. Dr. J retires on the Sonics. All right, so we're getting the Heat as an expansion team, as well as the Hornets, changing the number of officials to 3, and Golden State is changing their branding. So that's exciting, man. That gives us another element to do in the future. We can definitely use one of those expansion teams. We are the Hawks, so we have the 17th overall pick. As I said, I am not opposed to trading Kenny for a power forward, so we will have to do the expansion draft as well. Firstly, let's go ahead and get this guy out of town. So let's go ahead and offer this guy here the head coaching job. See if he accepts that. We somehow have no budget for our coaches. I don't really understand that. Money's not really caught up anywhere. So let's see if we get this guy. And we do. Cool. So we have a good head coach now. He has good offensive rating, good defensive rating. We get Jacob Underwood to be our shot doctor. Nice. So we overhaul the staff there a little bit. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might even just be the owner who doesn't want to allocate a lot of money to the staffing. All right. So we need to release one of our players or unprotect them, I guess, for this draft. Now, would I rather it be Tree or Sam Perkins? That's hard, right? Because like obviously Sam's younger, but at the same time, I think Tree was better for us. But I mean, they're not under contract anyway. I think it makes the most sense. I think I will unprotect Sam. Now, I know he's younger, but at the same time, Tree was just better for us. So he does go first overall in the expansion draft to the Hornets. So maybe that was a mistake on my part. That's okay. And we're down to the bottom here. So I guess they got him. They do have to re-sign him though, I believe, because he was on an expiring deal. But now we move on to the NBA draft. They have Manu going first in the mock, Baron Davis, Lamar Odom, who I would really like, particularly now that we just lost our guy. Yeah, let's just see how the start of this draft goes. It goes Manu first, Baron Davis second, Philly has the third pick, and they take Shawn Marion. Okay, do I trade up? So I guess we are not in the position to currently make any moves. That's probably where I went wrong in doing 1+1s. Actually, you know what? Jonathan Bender's still here. That might be a bit of a meme pick, but he is a 7-foot power forward, so let's go ahead and take him. Man, Andre Kirilenko would have been perfect. Same with Ron Artest. Same with Lamar Odom. Instead, we get Jonathan Bender at a 71 overall, and this guy's a 41 overall. I will not bother with him. And then, okay, so we are still on options for these guys. That's why they didn't pop up. Tony Campbell, we can keep. The rest of these guys can go. Okay, so IT is a free agent. It looks like he's going to leave Detroit, which makes sense. We're just saying that. MJ's probably going to re-sign. And Akeem might leave Portland, which would be so good for the series. It looks like the entire Rockets big three are actually free agents. Jack Sikma there. Ralph Sampson's there, so hopefully they do bring them all back. All right, now I have a plan, and there is a method to my madness, right? So we signed Mark Eaton, who's a couple years younger than Tree, so hopefully he accepts that, and he does. Cool. So we'll go ahead and take him. And now that allows us to trade a package of Kenny and Tree for a better player. And we could actually go and get young Paya from the Knicks, which would be fun, but I think I want somebody who's a little bit further along in their development. And we will also sign Michael Thompson to a 1-year deal here, just because I think the best way to get the most value out of the two guys we want to trade is if we go to player progression / the start of next season, right? And it will let us re-sign Craig Elo, so let's give him about 340 at a flat rate. All right, and we get him back. So he's been on 2 of our teams. He just can't stay away. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hopefully Jonathan Bender. All right, man, and I'm happy with that. So let's go into player progression. Dominique regresses 1 at 28. I'm going to... So we can't see him because we've gone past Summer League. Steve's up to an 82 though, which is nice. But I'm going to go ahead and up Dominique's regression peak end age because that's crazy, man. That's way too soon. All right, man, let's spin the wheel again here. I think we might do 4 seasons per episode now instead of 3 just to make it more interesting. We get the 2016 draft. Cool, so a really modern one. All right, let's get this most downloaded custom created 2016 class. Hopefully there's some extra players here that 2K for whatever reason leaves out. So we've got Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, Ben Simmons, DeJounte Murray, Buddy Hield, Jamal Murray, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam. This is a great class, man. Sabonis is there too. Fantastic. So Kenny's up to an 85, Harden's up to an 88. That's wonderful. Dominique, as I said, 89. We will change his regression age. Michael Thompson for the year, and we still have Tree Rollins, Steve Nash, Mark Eaton, Craig Elo, and Jonathan Bender. So we could even start the season like this and just try to, bet on our depth. We'll go ahead and up Dominique's peak start age to about 28 and his peak end age to about 33. Mark Eaton currently has better badges, so I say we start him and then we bring Tree off the bench. Jonathan Bender's getting those 9-man minutes. So I say, actually, you know what? Let's even start the season like this and we'll see how good we are. Hopefully we can be decent, and then we can decide if we want to go all in on a move. Obviously, we're happy with our bench guys moving to the starting role. So we've actually dropped to 16 in the power rankings, which is interesting. Of course, Portland is still at the top. They managed to keep Akeem. That's ridiculous. Jordan back with the Rockets. They also got Jamal Wilkes, who's a good pickup, but they lose Ralph Sampson by the look of it. Drew's up to an 80. Yeah, and it looks like Ralph went to the 76ers. Okay, so they fumbled that a little bit. We will stay with coach's system at 7 seconds or less. Game 1 of the season, we do win. Harden has 32, 6, and 5, so he might be breaking out this year. Kenny 23 and 7, Dominique 22 and 11. Steve Nash 10 and 7 off the bench, perfect from the field, 4 turnovers though. And there's Jonathan Bender. Mark Eaton in 29 minutes didn't score, but he had 7 rebounds and a block. Tree was a lot more productive, 6-4, 2, 3, and 4. So maybe I just keep starting him actually. But we can stay like that for now. Now, first game against the expansion team, the Hornets. And we do win that one. Good. I'd be worried if we didn't, but they do have Ron Artest. They have Walter Davis. They have our old guy, Sam Perkins. And then against the second expansion team, which is the Heat, we're good there. And we do beat them too. So starting off 3-0, but we had 2 expansion teams, so I don't know if that really counts. Dominique, though, has 36 points. Harden has 20 and 10. So starting off 4-1, which puts us at the 1 seed, I guess, in the East, even if it is only for a week. But I'm going to get things moving. I'm going to think about if we want to trade anyone or if we want to rock out one more season with these guys. But in either case, I will be back with you guys shortly. Dude, I'm blown away. I don't know what to say. So Portland 30 and 5, obviously in the West. We're 34 and 7. We're the best team in the NBA, and it's not relatively close. And that's with 2 really good point guards and no real elite power forward. Playmaking between our guards is just phenomenal. I mean, you can see 7 assists there, 16 points on great efficiency from Kenny, 26 points from Harden. That's probably also helping. 6.5 assists on great efficiency, which is resulting in Dominique getting 25 points on insane efficiency. Even Michael Thompson's giving us about 9 and 8, which is what a lot of power forwards from this era seem to do. 6'10", 43% from the field. Mark Eaton, he's not there to score, but he's giving us 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2.5 blocks, almost a steal. He's shooting horribly, but that's fine. Steve Nash off the bench, 19, 7.5, 50, 48. That's why we drafted him, bro. And then we saw Tree. Craig Elo's even hitting his threes, almost 7 points a game. Jonathan Bender, per 36, about 9, 7, 1, almost 2 blocks, almost about half a steal. 50-40 splits. Just ignore the free throw rating. So I don't think I'm going to make any changes. I'd be crazy to. I mean, I think Portland on paper is still better than us, but we would have to actually get to the finals in the first place for that to matter, you know? So, I mean, this team is phenomenal, bro. Okay, so points per game, we are first, slightly above Steph Curry's Warriors. He's up to a 91, sheesh. At about 113, which is hilarious. Defensively, we're at 104, so the Blazers' defense is insane. I guess that's just behind Hakeem. Yeah, having a really good defensive center really helps in this era. And then they have an 85 overall off the bench. So we're not better than them. But for that to matter, we'd have to make the finals anyway. And then you can see we are down here in defensive rating. So we're not the greatest in the league. But let's go to differentials. We are the second best in the league. So they are on a 17-game winning streak, but we are 9-1 as well in our last 10. Injury reports, no one important apart from Terry Cummings. Norm Nixon was traded again for what feels like the 10th time. Award races, yeah, Mike's there again in first, but I doubt he wins it. Magic, Akeem, and Harden's 4th. Let's go, bro. Larry Bird is 5. There's your Rookie of the Year. Steve Nash, 6th Man of the Year. I said we could definitely win that, and we probably will, but DeMar's averaging 20. So that'd be a fun team to do. Akeem and MJ in the running for defensive player is crazy. Most improved, a bunch of guys on the Hornets, and then Jerome Kersey from the Heat. Clutch player doesn't exist, but Jordan would be winning that. So I think we're good, man. If anything, I might just see if I can pick up someone out of free agency to be a 10th guy, 10th playable guy in our rotation if we need him. We can pick up a 31-year-old Kyle Macy, so I guess we'll do that. So I'm going to go through the rest of the season. Hopefully we can stay at the 1 seed. That'd be extremely fun. James Harden not having the whistle badge is kind of crazy. But yeah, I will see you guys in the postseason. Let's get it. All right, and we win 61 games, which might be my record for this series so far, but of course Akeem wins MVP. I might have to just trade one of them, bro, so it's not this ridiculous. My new Rookie of the Year. We do get 6th man in Steve Nash. Beautiful. He's averaging 20, about 8, 50, 45, 88 splits. So if we failed this season, we're definitely trading Kenny next season. Akeem wins Depoy, Jerome Kersey most improved, and then they won 68 games. So they weren't actually a lot better than us. We won Exec of the Year. We got 61, so 7-game difference there. But they have 99 overall offense and defense, whereas our defense isn't as great. Jordan first team again. His points are down to 29. Magic's still there. Scotty without Jordan has turned into a beast as well. 21, 9, and 4, 50, 40 splits. Worthy's still there, which is kind of crazy. And then you have Akeem, of course. Harden makes second team. Okay, 26 and 7. So he's definitely turning into that guy. Curry is too. So the current NBA is starting to take over. David Robinson's there. Allen Iverson's on third team, 24 points. IT is still there with about 20 and 9. And Dominique makes third team. So we have 2 All-NBA players. There's Terry and then Ralph. He leaves Mike and becomes an All-NBA player again. Michael all defensive with Magic, Scotty, and Akeem. David Robinson. So yeah, we don't have a super elite rim protector, but we do have a really good couple. Manu, Barron, Steve Francis, Rip Hamilton, AK-47, Ron Artest, Jason Terry. But yes, we are the 1 seed this time, which is very exciting. And so we saw James Harden with 25 and 7 on crazy efficiency. Dominique also at 25. So they're averaging 50 between them. Then Steve Nash is our 6th man, is averaging 20. So 70 points between our top 3 guys is crazy. Kenny, 15 and 7. He's an 87, but I think Steve's definitely better, so we can move him in the offseason if we fail. Mike's not there to score. Craig's not really there to score. Tree Rollins also there to play defense. Jonathan Bender, per 36, about 10-6, 1.5 blocks, 50% from the field, 36 from 3, 70 from the line. He was actually very good. He's already up to a 73. Now that I think of it, I probably should have had him mentored by Mark Eaton or something, but that's fine, live and learn. Mark Eaton there to play defense. All right, so to start the playoffs, something like this, 33, 36, 35. We definitely want to up these guys. Tree Rollins can get a few less minutes. We can play these guys similar amount. 20 to Tree, 35 to Nash, 25 there, 25 there. And then we can go about 38 and 39 to those guys, 33 to Kenny. So round 1, we have Indiana, who's on this team. So they have Larry Drew, Jeff Malone, Terry Cummins, Kevin Willis, and Steve Stepanovich. So no current modern players that I can see. Game 1. Why do we keep losing game 1s, bro? Is this like, is there a bug in the simulation or something? 39 points there from Terry. Surely we don't go down 2-0 as the 1 seed, right? Okay, cool. We finally win one. James Harden with 35 and 13. Kenny with 26. Dominique with 20. Steve Nash with 14. Terry has 30. So we are way better than this team. Come on, 2K. Don't make me lose. Okay, we got up 2-1. Terry with 26 and 9. And can we just win? Can we just win in one more? No, of course not. We're going to a game 5. Terry with 45, Harden with 30. This is ridiculous, man. Come on now. If we rebuild that, they actually want to start Nash. Jonathan Bender is in those games was elite, so let's keep him in the rotation with about 10 minutes. And Harden's been our guy, so we'll go about 40 to him and then 40 to Dominique. Let's go ahead and simcast this one. Surely we don't lose in the first round over and over again. Good start here. Just please don't blow this because I would be very upset. And it looks like we're going to win this one. Knock on wood. We are blowing them out. Okay, yes, we're blowing them out. Cool. So we get out of the first round. I don't know why that went to a 5 in the first place, but Dominique with 39 and 8, Harden with 37. I knew I made the right choice there. Now we have the 5-seeded Cavs. So this is the Kobe team. He's already in 88, but so is James. I thought that was Denzel Valentine, but it's Darnell Valentine. Steve Nash is better there. We're better at 3. They're better at the 4. We're better at the 5. So game 1 against the Cavs. We win. Okay, let's go. We win a game 1. Harden with 26, 6 and 6. Marcus Johnson is here now, right? Because he was with Milwaukee. I know he might have been here last time we played them. He has 23 points. Game 2. We go up 2-0. Okay, Harden with 41, 6 and 6. That's what I'm talking about. He's averaging 30 points, rounding up for you. 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 50, 40, almost 90 splits in the playoffs. Steve Nash, he's been off the bench mostly. 21 and 7 on 50, 35, 80 splits. And Dominique about 24 and 6 on 50% from the field. Can we sweep them? No, of course not. So they win one here, and I'm going to go ahead and just let 2K do this because I don't want to play around. We'll simcast now. We're in Cleveland. Very back and forth start. They do take a small lead here, and it looks like we're going to get blown out because we can never get anything easy. Of course not. We do bring it back a little bit there, but we are indeed going to lose that one. So we're going to another elimination game here. Kobe, that makes sense, 38 points. Man, if we're this bad against these teams, I don't know how the hell we would beat Portland. Bender's still been good. So 10 minutes to him, 40 to Harden, same thing we did last time, 39 to Dominique. All right, man, let's simcast this one back in Atlanta. Can we please just win this one and go to the conference finals? 1 point game, man, sheesh. Very back and forth here in the second. All right, tie game here at the end of the second, and it looks like we've blown it. Are you serious? I don't understand what is going on. It's a 4-point game with 1:50 left. Let's hop in and watch. So I don't understand why the teams I'm building keep getting destroyed and blown leads and that sort of stuff. I hope that's not just some sort of bug with this old sim and we somehow let their bum center score there. So that's just fantastic. It's a 6-point game now. I'm just realizing the scoreboard's on the other side. So there's 1:30 left. I mean, I do trust Steve Nash, but not if he's just going to do some stupid, pointless dribbling. Harden gets open for 3. Does he hit that? Of course not. That's crazy, man. So Kenny is 100% out the door. I don't care. So is Tree, and they hit that. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I don't see them coming back. And just kidding, we do actually get to go to a 7-game series here, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and let 2K handle this. So we're just going to play our best guys the most minutes, and let's simcast this one. Please force a game 7. Looks like the Blazers won in 6. So we're going to start off here, and we're already down. Don't tell me we're just going to get destroyed. It is very close. Back and forth at 6-point game there. Now step up to 10. We do take it back a little bit here. Small lead, but I get a feeling we're going to choke this. Just kidding. We do actually force a game 7, but it feels like we built a fake 1 seed. I think we're definitely not as good as our regular season record shows. And I do also think that we are one big move, as I said, away from truly contending. But I guess we will find out here. Game 7 in Atlanta. Let's see what happens. Decent start. Very good start actually there in the first. Just don't blow it. So you blow it there absolutely in the second quarter. We do bring it back a little bit. It's a 4-point game. There goes the lead. And then we get a small one back. 4-point game here. 6-point game. They blow it. And it's back and forth again here. Okay, we do take it back. Let's see what happens here. We just can't play any defense, bro. Are you serious? Let's hop in. It's a 1-point game with 1:40 to left. Let's see what we can do. Jonathan Bender is going to screen for us here, and he does get the ball. He gets the dunk. Beautiful. So we are up by 1. Let's go. Definitely need a timeout, but I don't know how many we have left, which is concerning. And Steve Nash just gets absolutely cooked. I don't know why he's jumping there by Kobe. We'll take a 20-second there. I guess that makes sense, but he also had a big behind him, so I don't know why he's jumping. And this makes sense. Harden fouled out, Tree Rollins fouled out, and Mark Eaton fouled out. Man, 2K Sim is BS. There's no chance 3 of the best players on a team friggin' foul out in an elimination game. Come on, 2K. That's just absolute trash. So now we're relying on a terrible Jonathan Bender screen, and Steve Nash just gets stuffed because, of course, he can't make a wide open layup. Kobe almost drops the ball there. Wow. Okay, all right, and 1. I see what the issue is now. So Steve Nash, for whatever reason, is guarding Kobe Bryant. We'll have to put Dominique on him. We don't really have any choice. He does miss the free throw, so thanks for that. And then let's call for a pick and roll here with... And we get a standing dunk there. Very good. Sorry, I went quiet. There's only 50 seconds left, so we don't need to foul. Let me make sure that's on manual. I don't even know what difficulty this is on. I think we have custom sliders on. But now we finally have a serviceable player defending Kobe there. And he's going to take a trash shot and miss. That's exactly what I needed to see. And we get a bucket there to put us up by 1 from Dominique. Awesome. So Harden fouls out. Everybody else on the team fouls out, and he just says, I got us. Now we just need 1 stop, bro. And I think that's what's been hard about this is because friggin' Steve Nash has been guarding Kobe for God knows how long. And I guess Harden was too, so that's probably why he fouled out. But still, man, we don't even have another true backup point guard. This is so tough. All right, man. So just no 3s, and I feel pretty good. Right, I feel fine sagging off their center entirely. Kobe's going to take that. And I just said I felt good about sagging off him, but we do get a block there. And they're fouling. Okay, let's go, bro. Let's go. Clutch up. Clutch up. Hopefully, I know Steve Nash's free throws. And that's probably going to miss. Just kidding. We make that. Okay. Puts us up by 2. 1 more. And that hopefully puts us up by 3. It does. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I mean, there's 27 seconds left, so let's just not allow a 3. Don't trust their center. And I get a violation. Oh my God, are you serious? I was just about to say don't get one, but he's so freaking flat-footed. So now, I'm so bad, bro. Now they just need a freaking 2-pointer. I'm so bad, bro. I might have just lost us the entire playoffs. I'm so bad, but also that call in 2K is total BS. They have no consistency on how they call that. There's no way he makes that. Play defense and we get a stop. They foul Jonathan Bender. Please, Jonathan, just make 1 of these. Oh my God, are you serious? What is that free throw? He's number 24, which is amazing considering he's guarding Kobe. He makes 1. Okay, so it's 3 points again. Let's just not get a 3-second call, bro. Then we have 6 seconds. Hopefully I didn't do all this for nothing and we can go to the finals. Kobe's going to get a wide open 3 and he bricks it. Let's go, bro. We're going to the next round. They foul Steve Nash. It doesn't matter. Let's go, bro. Let's get it. But just in case you're wondering, Steve Nash is not missing these. He almost has 23 and 14, bro. That's ridiculous. He greens that one, 23 and 14. We did it. Oh my God, I didn't even realize Dominique had 50 and 10. Harden had 31, 23 from Nash, and we still somehow, 37, 34. I don't know if Marcus Johnson's giving you 34, let's be real, but Kobe, he did everything he could. But not yet, my boy. Let's go. We're going to the conference finals. And we have the two-seeded Wizards. Over here, it's Portland versus Houston. Hopefully, we can see Houston in the finals. So this team has Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Darrell Griffith, Horace Grant, and Danny Shays. They are 100% better than us, bro. I don't know how we were the one seed, bro. That's hilarious. And it wasn't close either. So like, I don't know, man. We did all that probably just to get swept. Okay, game one. Please don't make that all been for nothing. We lose game one. Game two, we lose. I'm just going to do this one because we didn't even deserve to be there, bro. We do win one. Okay. Dominique Wilkins, Portland's up 3-0 over there. And do we lose in 5? We actually win one more. Portland makes the finals again. Harden with 35 and 13, 29 and 4 there. All right, man, let's simcast this one. See if we can come back from a 3-0 lead. Decent start here. Up by 9 in the first. We do blow it there down to a 6-point lead. And it looks like in the fourth, we are going to win this one, knock on wood. So, we force a game 7 at least. Allen Iverson, 29, 46, 8 and 8 from James. He's averaging 29, 4 and 7 on 58, 44, 89 splits. That's ridiculous. And we're doing all this really without a front court. Shout out to the guys, but we can definitely improve there. So final game, game 7 here in Atlanta. Let's see if we can force the first ever 3-0 comeback. I don't think it's going to let us. Yeah, we are down here, down by 10 in the third, down by 13, and we do blow it. That's so frustrating, man. So we go to 7 in the conference finals and they sweep anyway. So we're just hoping someone leaves that team. All right, man, on to the next one. Jamal Wilkes retires. All right, the Orlando Magic and the Timberwolves have been added. The Heat and the Hornets are rebranding. So are some of the other teams. All right, man, we have the 26 overall odds. So I'm definitely making a trade here. First, let's go to the expansion draft. Of course, we're going to let Craig Elo go. That makes the most sense. And we'll see who goes first. So Norm Nixon is the first pick in this draft. He's 33 years old. He's been everywhere. There goes Thurl Bailey. That's not a bad pick. And then Calvin Nat in third. All right, man. So thank you for your service, Kenny. And just kidding, I can't even trade him. I keep doing this because he doesn't have a long-term deal to trade. So I guess we just have to go through the draft again. And there's no point seeing what happens at the start. Let's just go straight to our pick. There's some decent guys left here. And honestly, give me Zubats just to replace some of that center depth. And so DeJounte Murray goes first. Jaylen Brown goes second. Simmons third. Siakam, Brandon Ingram. So some good guys in that class. We'll pick up Zubats there. He's only a 69. Nice. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll pick up the options on those two for sure. And let's go ahead and give him a 5-year deal. Then we'll also give Tree a 1-year deal worth $500K. So hopefully we get both and we can just trade them immediately. So we'll go ahead and get Dave Greenwood here. And there's still no trades popping up. So I guess we got to wait till the season starts. Let's go ahead and sign Garrett Temple to a 2-year deal. So going on to player progression here, Harden's up to a 91, Dominique 89, 86 for Nash, 86 for Kenny 2, which is good. Tree only regresses 1, which is nice. So still nothing. I think I will go to the deadline this season and I'll draw up my own trade 100%. So that way we get someone we love. All right, man, next draft class is going to be 1970. Okay. For this one, we can use the 2K official one, so we'll go 1970. It's not really in order, which is kind of odd. This draft, of course, has Pete Maravich, Bob Lanier, Dave Cohens, Tiny Archibald, Calvin Murphy, Dan Issel, Rudy Tomjanovich. So a few decent players there. Let's go ahead and go into the next season. From one of the most modern classes to one of the oldest. That's pretty crazy. So Steve Nash is now starting. Jonathan Bender didn't really progress, which is a little bit concerning, and Garrett Temple is getting some minutes. All right, man. 1 seed last year. They still have us at 13 in the power rankings. Portland and Houston are still number 1. Yeah, you guys know the game this season. We're waiting until we can get a big trade to move one of our point guards. There's no point in having a 6-man that's that good. So we can definitely go after a 4 or a 5. Our front court's just been so weak this whole video, man, but that's fine. Hopefully we can get someone who can help us. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Just quickly, we just started 20-0. We lost these last 2 in a row. That's crazy. It's like, I want to make a trade and the game knows that. And it's like, no, it's relax. It's all good. You know, you're fine. Then I get to playoffs and I get destroyed in round 1. So I don't think I'm falling for it this year, 2K. Okay, we're just before the deadline. And I want you to remember this. 33 and 7. We're good for the 1 seed. in the East. And then in the West, we're still a lot better than Portland, although they did just blow me out before. But I think I'm still going to do it, man. I have to. Like, I'm going to see if I can move Kenny for an Elite 4. He's hella efficient, and he's, 20 and 11 per 36, but I just don't think we need him with Nash and Harden. So I think Mark Eaton's fine because, he's not really there to score. He's terrible offensively. But Dave is also there, to just be sort of a glue guy at the 4. So we do have Tree to move. He's been solid here for us, man. He's been here for a long time. So if we can do it just with Kenny, I'd be down a 1-for-1 swap for a good power forward. And it looks like Jonathan Bender's developing well under Mark Eaton too, which is nice. Well, let me just see what I can find. Actually, first I'm going to go through, see who's selling, rebuilding, blah, blah, blah. All right, man, we're going to try something like this. It's not a massive upgrade, but it does make sense for us. And the Nets also get a younger player here in Kenny. He's 26 as opposed to Buck, he's 29. So let's go ahead and offer that. Tree Rollins has a no trade clause because of course he does. Otherwise I could give them Leo Baylor. Let's see what they say to this. They say no, they want a top 3 protected pick for Otis Birdsong and Robert Henderson. Done, we'll take that. So end of an era, man. No more 3-guard lineup. We do get a new front court here in Buck Williams and Daryl Dawkins. We still get to keep Mark Eaton for defense. Honestly, no centers in this game are currently really that good outside of like 2, including Hakeem. So we do bolster our bench depth a little bit better there too. And I mean, I'd be crazy not to test the market. We can call it like a 3-teamer. But let me just see if I can upgrade that center spot at all. I mean, you can see like I added to the list Ralph. Because, I mean, we've had him before. We know what he's about. He's over in Philly. And these other 2 guys were on rebuilding teams as well. / selling. No, okay, so that's fine. We're rocking with Daryl Dawkins now. But regardless, man, I think the team looks pretty good. Thinking about it though, going up against 2 95, 97s in Hakeem and Clyde is going to be maybe impossible. We do have 87, 91, 90, 87, 81, 81, 80. But I am noting now that we have 3 centers, so we went from too many guards to too many centers. And now we don't actually have a backup 6-man point guard. So I think it'll be moving, I mean, Otis Birdsong is a 2, but I'm probably going to move Tree Rollins and maybe Garrett Temple for a backup point guard. And the only option but familiar face is John Paxson. So it truly is the end of an era. Tree Rollins has been here his whole career. Garrett Temple we just picked up. So it is time. He's a very serviceable backup point guard. Now we can actually run a 10-man because I want to play Jonathan Bender so we can keep progressing him as well. And he's better than his overall shows, man. I believe that. Zubats, is the G League a thing right now? I don't know if it is. Maybe the D League. Can I assign him there? We can't. Okay. So that's fine. Hopefully he just develops. But let's see. Game 1 against the Bulls with our new team and we blow them out. Let's go, man. Harden has 40. Barkley has 20 and 11. 3.5 stars, 7 seconds or less. I kind of wish we were more defensively minded, but that's fine. Hopefully we can outscore everyone. Those are the major moves. We'll see what happens. It is what it is. Whatever happens this postseason is where we're going to end it. So cross your fingers. I'll see you guys in a bit. Just a heads up, we have 3 All-Stars this season. James, Dominique, and Steve Nash. So that's awesome. True big 3. Okay, we finished with 62 wins. I think that puts us at the very top of the NBA, but surprisingly, the Supersonics were right there. Mike finally gets his 33 points. Simmons, Rookie of the Year, 17 points in LA. Winston, 6th Man of the Year. Keem Deepoy. Hope that team breaks it up, man. Will Morris. And there's us, Coach of the Year, 62 wins, and Executive of the Year also. Awesome. So we saw Mike, Magic's still there, 30 points. Larry's still there, so those guys just don't want to go away. Scotty's been there consistently too, so is Akeem. Harden on second team with 27, 4, and about 10. Curry's there with him, beautiful, 27 and 10. Very similar numbers. Both shooting very well. James Worthy's still there. Blake Griffin, yeah, that's probably why he's up to a 90. David Robinson just consistently being the 2nd best center, and Ralph being the 3rd. And they get Clyde on 3rd team too. But hey, we do get Steve Nash here as well. 24 and 11 on 50, 40, 88 splits. I don't think we have enough defense, man, to be honest. So there's Mike, there's Scotty, there's Clyde, there's Akeem. So they have 2 all defensive 1st team players. Jesus. Horace Grant I did consider trading for too, so maybe I should have done that. Alt rookie 1st team, Ben, Siakam, Ingram, Brogdon, Murray. And then these guys here as well. Josh Hopkins, auto-generated 65 overall. Beautiful. So for the playoffs, we are going to drop it down to a 9-man rotation. Unfortunately, that means Jonathan Bender's out, but he's been so good, man. Per 36, 12, 6, 1, 50, 40, 70 splits. I hope he gets into real playable overall rating. Harden led us, followed by Dominique, 25 and 7, 23 and 10 for Nash. Buck Williams with about 11 and 10. So outside of those 3 guys, we really don't score, which is kind of scary. But I mean, between them, that's a lot of points. 10 there, 8 from Paxson and 6 assists. A new center, Daryl Dawkins, he was good. Just no centers are efficient in this league apparently. And then there's Jonathan Bender. The Heat expansion team already in the 8 seed. They signed Bill Cartwright and Kelly Tripucka. So, like, you can see right now, this isn't a team that should be giving us any problems. But I bet you 10-1 odds they do. Game 1, we win. Okay, Dominique with 30, Harden with 24-17. 22 from Buck is nice. Game 2, we win. Okay, Dominique with 30 and 10, 20 and 10. I need to win at least one championship in the first few episodes. Come on, man. Game 3, we sweep them. Cool. That's how it should be. Kelly with 18, Steve Nash with 36 and 7. Round 2. Oh my God, and Portland lost in the first round. Let's freaking go. So we're going to get someone new. I mean, if it's Mark, I wouldn't be upset because I don't think he's won any, right? One-time MVP, 6-time All-Star. Yeah, no championships. So they are starting to talk about him. He needs to get it done. And now we have our rematch. Kobe's at a 93. He's better than James. But outside of that, we're pretty much unanimously better outside of Kevin McHale. But he's old. We don't know if we trust him. Just Kobe, please don't destroy me. Game 1. We win. Okay, that was a close one. Kobe has 33. Is there anyone better who can guard him? I don't know, but we do go up 2-0. Harden with 35 and 10. I guess our best defense is just good offense. Game 3, they win. Okay, that's got to be the Kobe. Yep, 25 and 10. So let's shorten this even more. I really don't want to lose this. Buck Williams wasn't starting just then, I guess. That's interesting. Can we go up 3-1? We do. Nice. Okay. Marcus Johnson has been really good in this save, man. But Harden with 42 and 9, 28 and 18 from Neek. Let's go. And Seattle's in the conference finals. All right, man. One more game here. Please just don't make me stress and win. And we do win in 5. Beautiful. Dominique with 30. Kobe couldn't do it again, so we might just be his kryptonite. And we have the 6 seed at Knicks. Over here, it's the 1 and 2 seed. So I guess now we're not doing Seattle. They've worked it out themselves. I mean, Blake's really good. Terry Cummins. Did they lose Reggie, though? They have Marcus Camby 2. Yeah, Reggie's not there. I wonder if they traded him. Reggie is in Chicago. Okay, I mean, I guess he's signed there? Doesn't look like a trade, but in any case, let's see who the Knicks have. So they have Brandon Jennings, Manu, Bernard King. The team we just faced was better, bro. Come on, please. Beat them. I mean, let's go back to a 9-man so not everyone's exhausted. All right, man, I feel good about our chances, fingers crossed. Game 1, of course we lose. Of freaking course by 2 points. Just don't go down 2-0. And we... Bro, I don't know what to say. We are so much better than that team objectively. Can we not go down 3-0? Seattle's up 2-0. Okay, so I guess, I mean, making it an 8-man. Maybe Birdsong just sucks for us. But can we please tie this up here? Back and forth here. We are playing in New York, which is a little bit scary. We are down. I don't know what to say, bro. This team is objectively better. Okay, slight change there. And we do go to overtime. Oh my God. We beat them in overtime. Oh my God, we tied it up. Payers on the Knicks. Okay, I didn't see that. 26 and 13 from Dominique. 2-1 over there. Can we please go up 3-2 here in Atlanta? Not off to a good start. All right, but we do take the lead back slightly there for 1 second. Very back and forth. All right, slight lead here in the third, going into the fourth. 5-point game, and it looks like, knock on wood, we are going to win that one. That ended up being way closer than it had to be. I'm starting to realize I think it's the 7 seconds or less system. I just don't think that works in 2K because you can only score so much, you know? Keeps wanting to not start Buck Williams, but why did we spend all that trading you? And you don't want to start Dominique. I think I might have done that accidentally, actually, so that's fine. Just ignore that. You can do something like this. Make sure our best players are playing all the minutes. Right, Simcast man here, back in the Garden. Can we please win this? And I don't have to stress. Off to a good start. 2-point game, and then we lose it, of course. All right, tie it back up here in the second. Right, and we do actually blow it there. Damn, so we're going to a game 7. I mean, they're going to a 6 over there. In that game, Jennings has 31. Nash has 48 and 8. Yeah, so, I mean, I realize we're doing 7 seconds with Steve Nash. But also, we freaking have no defense. I mean, I know that's not our thing, as I said, but we really need to do that. So we're going to change this to crash defensive glass. I mean, that might hurt us because we are a 7-second team. So we'll play all our big guys. 40, 37, and 30 there. All right, man, let's go. Can we please just win this game 7 here in Atlanta? Starting off pretty solid. We have a decent lead. Just don't choke, please, for the love of God. And it looks like we are blowing them out. Cool. Okay, so assuming we don't choke here in the fourth. No, that's not going to be the case. Cool, bro. Let's go. So we made the finals and we have a game 7 on that end too. Harden with 46 and 11, 23 there. So is this our first final appearance? That's my question. And it's against the Sonics, bro. Holy crap. My dumbass was about to say it wasn't showing me the conference finals MVP. Yeah, that makes sense. So we do have the Sonics, a team I was excited for. And again, I think we're just better. But you watch, it won't go that way. So, I mean, Blake, Camby. We'll see how game 1 goes. We might want to think about starting mark. We'll let 2K handle the rotation here for this first game. So game 1, we do lose because we can never win a game 1 by 1 point, bro. Are you serious? Oh man, the defense sucks. I mean, it's the NBA Finals, man. Let's get real. These guys aren't going to be playing a ton of minutes. Harden has 41. Terry Cohen, so they just did it by committee. Can we at least win game 2? We go down 2-0, bro. Are you freaking serious? We've been down in every single series so far. Now we are in Seattle. Please win this one. Off to a pretty solid start. Just don't choke it. And we choked it. That's a 7 seconds or less team, man. I think we're just going to lose off our defense. And that's exactly what's happened. We just get cooked there. We didn't even score. It's Blake with 21. I don't know what is going on, man. Last chance here, simcasting in Seattle. If we get swept, I just don't know what to say, bro. We built a very good team. Maybe the coaching could have been better. We're going to blow this lead. I can tell. There it goes. Yep. And there it is. We pretty much just lost. And we actually come back right at the end there and win that one. That's ridiculous. 32-11 from Nash. 32. So maybe our team style is just way ahead of its time, and that's why we can't do anything. I mean, let's try. Let's get crazy. I know it's probably a bit too late to be doing this, but if we swap our centers out, 39 there, let's see if Mark's defense can help us, or if our lack of offense now is just going to kill us even more. Decent start there, and it looks like maybe they're not scoring as easily as they have been in the past, but they do bring it back. Can we just hold on, please? And it looks like we do, but barely. Our defense is atrocious, man. Holy crap, it feels like every time we score, they just score back. But I mean, Blake, he's averaging 23. Lamar's there. I mean, they don't have any crazy good scorers. It's just a really solid all throughout team. All right, but now back in Seattle. Let's just get it over and done with. I know we're going to lose. And there it is. Yep, starting off down by heaps. And we actually bring it back, but just kidding. We're going to get destroyed. We're going to get destroyed. 1 point game. And I mean, a minute 30, let's hop in. And they immediately just get an oop. How do you, I don't know what to do, man. I truly don't. I feel like we've built some pretty solid teams and they just get an easy Euro step. I just sold. Okay, man, I mean, that was pointless. Let's just sim to the end. I mean, we came back to a game 6. This team needs better defense. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it for them. And another fail, man. But at least we made the finals. Blake Griffin, friggin' finals MVP. That's ridiculous. Maybe we just don't have good enough defenders between Steve, Harden, and Dominique. But whatever, man. We made the finals. We took them to 6. That was fun. So scratch Seattle off the list. They've done it themselves. So I'm looking immediately. What draws my attention is the Spurs. I mean, we did build a 1 seed, 62-20. And then over here, Houston's 52-30. Could even take one of the expansion teams with Patty Mills and Siakam here on the Magic. Celtics have fallen off a bit, but Larry Bird's still at a 95. They could be fun. Oh, the Bulls are looking good too. They have Kevin Johnson, Antoine Walker, Charles Barkley, Eric Dampier, and Reggie Miller. So that one would be really fun. They were a 5 seed. They won 50 games. Wow. But they did lose in the first round. So they are an option. The Clippers could be fun here with Simmons and AK-47. And the same with the Warriors. They have Steph Curry. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, sucks we couldn't win a chip. Probably the defense, right? But I mean, this team still has more developing to do. Their players are still young. Dominique's only 30 as well. So we have set them up pretty well for the future too. So I'll put out another poll for next episode and you guys can let me know who you want to use. But I've taken up enough of your time today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until next one, peace out.